Hello everyone, my name is Nunu. Today we're back with F1 2018 career mode of the Chinese Grand Prix in Season 2. It's round 3, and as you can see, it's going to be rain for qualifying and heavy rain for most of the race, which the Shanghai track is very fun, but it's just not as fun as rain. It's terrible in rain, it's so hard, but we're just going to redevelop a thing that has failed from last episode. I don't actually remember, but let's just get into qualifying here for the Chinese Grand Prix now.
We'd like to welcome you from wherever in the world you join us today for this F1 qualifying session here in Shanghai, China.
So coming into qualifying, we're just going to go straight out of the garage. We want as many tries in as it's raining, and you just want to be there on the perfect time when it's raining. But it was such a hard, the conditions were so hard. It was make a couple of mistakes, quite a lot of mistakes, because it was so hard to nail as we come over the finish line for a 140.2.
So far,
and taking a look at our race mates, it's a 131.7, which how did you get that, Ricardo? How did you get out of the car when it's raining? It was faster than the qualifying programs it did, but the practice programs, which is absolutely insane, and it's raining. I don't know how it did that, but you see, we're 1.5 seconds down. So we just go into the pits, and it's a terrible qualifying. We're in last place, we're in dead last. So what are we expecting from this race? We're one of the best teams, but the top 10 is almost equal on performance. So not expecting a lot of this race, to be honest. But well, we're just gonna see how it goes here at Chinese Grand Prix, okay?
Hard work, ingenuity and ambition. All things you'll find in abundance amongst the 15 million people of Shanghai over there to our southeast. And we've got plenty of that here on the grid as well. 20,000 horsepower, give or take, chomping at the bit to be unleashed for the Chinese Grand Prix.
Okay, so our strategy is gonna be no-stop strategy because it's raining, so it is a possibility to do a no-stop strategy. It's also the best strategy, but we'll see what happens if the tire wears too much. If it just goes very bad, we have to change front ring as we're on the grid for fire red lights here in China, and it's lights out, and away we go. We get off to a okay start. We can at least follow with them, which is not normally. Sorokin and then Stroll gets off to a pretty good start. Along up the grid, they're going side by side over them, which we're going to see. We can touch to the inside of the first corner, but they block it all, and they open just the gap, and we touch down the inside of so many cars. There's such an aggressive move. Wow, that was so close to going wrong, Mario. There, we try to go around the outside of Perez, but we don't. We're gonna see if we can out accelerate them on the exit or dive bomb him down in the next corner, but we can't. We get off to pretty much equal exits, so it's a banger start to 12th place. We do a double dive and triple dive, but we just touch Hamilton. They were very solid to him. We locked up the front brake, so there was just no possibility that was going to happen. We give back the position to Magnussen. So 11th place. This might actually be something we can use for something. We're half a lap into the race, and we've gone up 9 positions. So maybe we'll be able to score a couple of points. But as you know, the rain is very, very tricky to master in this game. And there's a thing called mistakes, which we'll get into later in this race as it begins to drizzle out of the rain, as Perez here wants to go down the inside of just before the exit, so we'll get slipstream on him down the long straight, but he's just gone as Ocon, his teammate, he's just cruising past. There's just no possibility to do anything there, as we're now coming into turn 1. Right behind him, we get there, but we still find a gap down the inside. He opened up the gap, and we go for that gap, and we're up into 12th place we go, as the audio cuts out. What a surprise, but he just comes back on the straight like nothing else. Taking a look at our teammate, he's leading the race at the moment in these tricky conditions, which is of course a good sign for McLaren that he is leading the race. He is showing his performance, his AI's great performance. As we come on to lap 30, there's no DRS, because there's no DRS in the rain. And now, talking about the mistakes earlier, they begin to come a bit here and there, quite a lot of times, a couple of times a lap, if not more. As here we have Grosjean trying to go around the outside, but we outbreak him down the inside, and we run wide. Does he go for the switchback move? No, he doesn't. But, I mean, mistakes in the rain are too easy to make. I make so many big mistakes, which just got me even more frustrated. I tried to keep it cool. I did keep it cool. Or that can be discussed, but I was just I wouldn't say I was frustrated a lot. I was just disappointed in all the mistakes and the performance and the very bad performance that I had in this race because our teammate was out leading in the front as we're now coming down the long straight. You have Pierre Gasly just cruising past us. We get the slipstream just at the end of the straight. We switch to the inside as we try to brake him. We get so much oversteer and we almost ram into him. As we get front wing damage, we just touch his rear tyre there, and we get a bit of front wing damage, not too much, but it will definitely cost lap time as we're now on the start-finish way. We get the slipstream, we try to overtake him into T1, and we do, but a very, very understeer corner. This is known to be a very, very understeer corner, and we do. I just carry too much speed into it, so instead of gaining one position, we lose 2 positions, 3 positions. Ericsson just slipped through as well as we're on lap 7. I made too many mistakes at this point. I would say I was very, very frustrated. I tried to push so hard, I just didn't have the pace in the rain here, so it was just impossible for me to really do anything. China and rain is the worst thing ever, so virtual safety cars deployed right there as we're in lap 7, halfway through the race. I felt like it's been going on forever, but we had only been halfway through the race, so I decided to pull the car into the pits, not to come in for a pit stop, but something else rather disappointing. I just didn't want to race anymore at this moment. I know it might be kind of dull from my side of it, but on lap 7 I decided to pull the car in for a retirement. So overall, to wrap up the first 3 races of the season, shit. one word to describe the first 3 races of the season. We got 7th, and a retirement. Of course, I could have done better in this race if I didn't decide to retire. I know you miss every shot you don't take, but I just didn't want to take this shot. I knew that, but I just didn't want it. But positive side, our teammate Fernando Alonso won the race, picks up more points for the team. Of course, makes his advantage greater both against us and both again and all the other rivals in the race. Daniel Ricciardo has been very, very dominant this season. He finished second place. If he hasn't been on the top step of the podium, he's at least been up there because he's really, that Red Bull car's got some pace, and Daniel Ricciardo really pulls it out there. But you can see it's a teammate Fernando Alonso leading the drivers' standings with 12 points over Sebastian Vettel. We're all the way down in 9th, so far off our teammate, but we're 3rd in the constructors, which is a pretty great thing. But really, Azerbaijan is one of my favorite tracks, so that is where we need to turn the season around. That is where we need to turn the momentum of the season. We need to gain back a lot of points, and Azerbaijan is one of my favorite tracks, so we'll see what happens. Maybe some magic, maybe a little podium here and there. I've already called the episode, so I know what happens, but I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye, guys.